So I have a dishwasher right here, and as you can see that if I try to turn it on, here it just goes clunk, but then it doesn't drain or anything like that. And down here, right at the decomposer area, earlier when I took it apart, this piece of wood right here came out of it, and it's not draining. Basically there's a hum sound and it's not draining, and you can hear that the motor isn't turning. So I'm going to attempt to try to fix this. So first of all, I'm going to disconnect the power. I'm going to take this grill apart. So this is where this wood piece of chopstick, this is where I first found it. It was down in here. Normally you can pull all of this apart and you can stick your hand in there and try to clear out whatever is clogging it, but this is all I could get out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to disconnect. You can see this rubber boot right there. So all of that came out. So after we drain the water from the boot right there, I want to just tip this over so I have access to the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and remove this drain right here. This drain pipe right here, because it's kind of in the way. There's another screw right here for this boot right here. I'm going to remove that as well. That's loose. Now this pops right out like so. So finally there's connector for the solenoid, and I'm just going to go ahead and remove that for now. Next, what you want to do is disconnect the power to the motor at this blue connector right here. Just pull it out. That's loose. I'm going to disconnect the ground to the motor. So after the ground to the motor is disconnected, I'm going to disconnect this thing that holds the motor in place. After you got the motor out and we're laying it flat, you can see that there are two nubs that stick out right here on the plastic cover. And we need to screw it out. And the best way to do it is, for me, is I just have this small piece of wood, just lay it on top like that, in between these nubs, and then just put some pressure on it, and I want to turn clockwise. Here we go. And right here is the fan motor where it's supposed to turn. And as I can see right now, it actually does turn freely. So that's interesting. So normally what happens is that something might have been down here and it would like a piece of porcelain or a piece of chopstick or metal fork or something like that could probably lodge in here and then stop the motor from spinning. But as I can see right now, this motor actually spins freely. So what else is going on? On the front of this, the pump, there was a bunch of string tied up on the motor, on the shaft. I cleared that out, and maybe that will clear it. Maybe that was the reason why the motor wouldn't turn. So I went ahead and temporarily hooked back the motor together again, and now that humming sound is gone. Now it's actually turning. But anyway, now I'm going to put everything back together again. So put this back on. Counterclockwise. And by the way, if you need to replace the pump itself, there are 3 screws underneath, and then there's that spring in the middle. That's all that is required to remove this pump. So the orientation is this way. First need to put back connect the power. By the way, the power, it is there's only one way to connect it. There's this metal thing that stops you from connecting it backwards. Connect this power back on. I mean this ground. I can put this. Right, so I have the ground back on, I have the frame back on, I have the boots back in, and now I just need to tighten it up. So that's pretty tight. This bottom boot. That's good too. And then don't forget to reconnect the solenoid back. So that's back there. I'm gonna connect the drain back on here. So one more thing I need to do is don't forget to put back this cover back on. Now let's see if it will work. So the motor is turning, that's good. Water is filling up. As you can see, water is draining as well too. Yep, seems like everything is working right now. Back to normal.